Listen closely, because what I'm about to share with you reveals a side of human psychology that most people never notice. A side that quietly shapes our emotions, our choices, and the way we connect with each other. Take a slow breath and let your mind settle. Because understanding how the human body and mind respond to attraction, to connection, and to emotional closeness can change the way you see relationships forever. Human beings are extraordinary creatures. Our emotions are woven directly into our biology. Our moods influence our bodies, and our bodies influence the way we think, the way we feel, and the way we love. And today, we're taking a calm, respectful, psychology-based journey into the fascinating world of how emotional closeness affects the human body. Not in a sensational way, not in a graphic way, but in a scientific, human, and deeply thoughtful way, because when you understand these quiet psychological and biological responses, you begin to understand why intimacy, emotional and physical, hold such power over us. It relaxes us, it heals us, and sometimes it changes the course of a relationship entirely. So, let's begin. Notice something interesting. The human body reacts to emotional warmth almost instantly. A simple moment of connection can lower stress, steady the heartbeat, and silence anxious thoughts that once felt overwhelming. Neuroscientists have long observed that when trust is present, even in small amounts, your nervous system shifts into a calmer state. Your breathing slows, your muscles soften, and your body feels lighter, as if it finally stopped carrying a weight you didn't know you were holding. This is why people often feel a deep sense of relief after reconnecting with someone they care about. The mind doesn't just register closeness, the body responds to it. Research shows that meaningful emotional intimacy can lower blood pressure and soothe racing thoughts. It's one of the reasons people look younger when they're loved well, supported deeply, or emotionally fulfilled. Stress ages us far faster than we think, and connection reverses that effect in ways scientists are still trying to fully understand. And the heart, that incredible engine inside your chest, responds with even more sensitivity. Moments of emotional closeness cause it to beat faster, not out of fear, but out of excitement, anticipation, and trust. That rise in heartbeat often mirrors the thrill of being around someone you deeply care for. It's a reminder that your emotions have a physical pulse, but what may surprise you most is how profoundly emotional connection affects the mind. Studies reveal that genuine closeness, whether through conversation, physical affection, or shared moments, can ease headaches, reduce anxiety, and help the body release tension that has been lingering for days. Humans weren't meant to live detached or isolated. We're wired to connect, to feel seen, to feel understood. And when that happens, the brain rewards us with chemicals that elevate mood, strengthen resilience, and restore emotional balance. And yes, this emotional bonding even affects honesty. When you feel drawn to someone, your brain instinctively finds it harder to hide the truth. Attraction increases vulnerability, and vulnerability increases authenticity. It's one of psychology's most beautiful paradoxes. We become most honest with the people who make us feel the safest. Even more fascinating, many people experience an increase in emotional intuition at certain times, especially during moments when their hormones naturally fluctuate. For example, women often report heightened emotional insight at particular points in their monthly cycle. It's not just biology, it's psychology working hand in hand with the body's natural rhythm. And the body reacts in other subtle ways too. A person's breathing may shift without them realizing it. Their voice may soften, or their face may warm slightly during moments of emotional closeness. These reactions are natural, human, and universal. They reflect an inner world responding to feelings that words haven't yet spoken. Even the eyes reveal more than people realize. When the mind is emotionally engaged, the pupils instinctively widen. It's a biological signal of interest, of curiosity, and sometimes of admiration. Psychologists call this nonverbal honesty, the truth the eyes tell when the mouth stays quiet. Touch, when welcome, consensual, and comfortable, holds its own form of magic. The human body becomes more aware, more sensitive, and more responsive when emotions are heightened. Every small gesture feels amplified. Every gentle contact carries meaning. And this sensitivity is one of the subtle ways the body communicates. I feel something here. It's beautiful, it's natural, and it simply reflects how deeply emotions are tied to physical sensation. But let's shift to something just as important, something often ignored in conversations about human connection. Emotional closeness doesn't just affect your feelings in the moment, it shapes your future. Studies show that meaningful affection, whether through words, touch, or shared experiences, strengthens the immune system, helps regulate sleep, and increases overall emotional resilience. When two people care for each other, their bodies literally support each other's well-being. That's how powerful connection is. And yet, there is another side to this story. Humans are surprisingly affected by loneliness. Living in emotional isolation can increase the risk of depression by more than 40%, not because a person is weak, but because we're biologically designed to thrive with companionship, warmth, and understanding. It's why your mood lifts after spending time with someone who makes you feel alive. Why conversations with the right person feel like therapy. And why connection, true connection, can influence every corner of your life. From mental clarity to physical health, even the brain regions associated with falling in love, trust, and deep affection light up when emotional intimacy is present. Two people sharing a moment of closeness aren't just bonding emotionally, their brains are synchronizing, communicating, and building patterns that shape long-term loyalty. And here's something even more profound. After breakups, studies show that men often experience deeper emotional pain than they express. Psychology explains this as a delayed emotional processing pattern, a tendency to internalize feelings before they fully surface. It's a reminder that everyone, regardless of gender, carries emotional depth we cannot always see. Meanwhile, scent plays its own surprising role in attraction. Research suggests we naturally perceive people who smell pleasant as more approachable and more attractive. It's tied to memory, biology, and instinct. Scent is one of the most ancient forms of emotional communication humans possess. Even food influences mood and attraction. Take ginger, for example, a simple root that can warm the body, stimulate circulation, and elevate energy levels. Sometimes attraction begins with something as small as a scent, a taste, a moment, a spark. Some individuals even experience emotional or physical reactions during activities like exercise. It's not unusual. The body is full of nerves and muscles that respond to repetitive movement, increased blood flow, and heightened adrenaline. It's simply another example of how deeply connected our mind and body truly are. And then there's sleep. When people don't get enough rest, they often misread signals from others, or misinterpret friendliness as something more. Sleep deprivation affects judgment, and psychology studies confirm that tired minds tend to overestimate interest that isn't really there. It's not intentional. It's simply biology playing tricks on perception. Now, after exploring the human body, emotion, and connection in all these thoughtful ways, let's land gently on the most important message of all. The human body is not something to sensationalize. It's something to respect, to understand, to appreciate. Because beneath every reaction, every heartbeat, every breath, every warm feeling, there is a story, a psychological truth, a reminder that we are built for connection, for closeness, for understanding, and for love in its many forms. So as you continue your own journey, whether in relationships, self-discovery, or emotional healing, remember this. Your body speaks the language of your heart. Your emotions leave footprints on your biology, And the connections you nurture today have the power to transform the person you become tomorrow. If this exploration of human psychology opened your mind, take a slow breath, feel the truth of it settling inside you, and carry it with you. Because the more you understand the beautiful connection between your body and your emotions, the closer you come to understanding yourself. And that is where real transformation begins.